Hello and welcome to our channel where we bring you the most insightful analysis of the current affairs in Ethiopia. Today, we have a breaking news story that could have a huge impact on the future of Ethiopia and the region. Eritrea has just issued a statement that rejected any talks with Ethiopia over the Red Sea access. This came as a shock to many, as it was a response to the 45-minute speech by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who made a strong case for Ethiopia's right to access the Red Sea 2 days ago. Why did Eritrea reject talks with Ethiopia? What are the historical, economic, and strategic reasons behind this dispute? And what are the consequences for the region and beyond? We will answer these questions and more in this video. But before we dive into the details, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our latest videos. And if you enjoy our content, please give us a like and share it with your friends. Thank you for your support, and let's get started. Ethiopia is Africa's largest landlocked country, with a population of over 120 million and a rapidly growing economy. However, its lack of direct access to the sea has imposed significant challenges for its international trade and regional integration. Ethiopia has heavily relied on neighboring countries' ports, primarily Djibouti, for the import and export of goods, leading to increased transportation costs and vulnerability to supply chain disruptions. Ethiopia's historical ties to the Red Sea can be traced back to the Aksumite kingdom, which thrived in the 1st century CE. This ancient civilization maintained a bustling maritime trade through the ports of Adulis and Massawa, connecting Ethiopia to the Red Sea and beyond. However, the colonial era brought about a significant change. Italy's colonization of Eritrea in the late 19th century marked the beginning of Ethiopia's landlocked status. The subsequent incorporation of Eritrea into Italian East Africa in the 1930s further entrenched this geopolitical challenge, depriving Ethiopia of direct access to the Red Sea. Eritrea's independence in 1993 following a prolonged conflict with Ethiopia further complicated the situation. Ethiopia lost access to the Red Sea ports of Massawa and Assab, which had been pivotal for its import and export activities. In his speech, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed presented arguments citing historical, religious, ethnic, and international law to support Ethiopia's right to access the Red Sea. He argued that Ethiopia has a legitimate claim to access the Red Sea based on its historical presence, its cultural and religious affinity with the coastal communities, its ethnic diversity that includes groups with ties to Eritrea and Somalia, and its adherence to international law that recognizes landlocked states' right to access the sea. He also mentioned other nations like Somalia and Djibouti as potential partners for cooperation on Red Sea access. While he did not explicitly name Eritrea as his main target, it was clear that his primary focus was on Eritrea. He referred to Eritrea as our brother, and expressed his hope for peace and reconciliation between the two countries. He also hinted at possible incentives for Eritrea to cooperate with Ethiopia on Red Sea access, such as offering land or shares in Ethiopian airlines in exchange for port facilities. It seemed like he was extending an olive branch to Eritrea, hoping to resolve their long-standing dispute through dialogue and mutual benefit. Eritrea is a small country with a population of about 6 million and a struggling economy. It has a long coastline along the Red Sea, which gives it strategic importance in the region. Eritrea has been involved in several conflicts with its neighbors, especially Ethiopia, over border issues, water resources, and political influence. Eritrea gained its independence from Ethiopia in 1993 after a 30-year war that claimed tens of thousands of lives. However, their relations remained tense and hostile until 2018, when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed initiated a peace process that resulted in a historic agreement that ended their state of war. However, despite the peace agreement, many issues remain unresolved between the two countries, including border demarcation, trade relations, human rights violations, and regional security. One of these issues is Red Sea access. Eritrea views its control over the Red Sea ports as vital for its sovereignty and survival. It has resisted any attempts by Ethiopia or other countries to gain access to its ports or waters. It has also maintained a close alliance with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, who have established military bases in Eritrea as part of their intervention in Yemen. These alliances have given Eritrea some leverage and protection against external pressure. Eritrea responded to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's speech with a concise statement issued by its Ministry of Information on Monday. They expressed that the ongoing discussions about water and Red Sea access were not new and that people shouldn't be overly concerned. They said that these issues have been discussed for decades by various actors and forums without any tangible results. They also said that these issues are not the main causes of the problems in the region, but rather the symptoms of deeper and more complex issues. But the key takeaway from their statement was their firm stance. Eritrea will not engage in talks with Ethiopia on this matter. They see discussions as fruitless and have made it clear that they won't be drawn into any further dialogue. They said that they have already stated their position on this matter and that they have nothing more to add. They also advised their citizens to remain calm and not be provoked by any external or internal forces. While there have been provocations from both sides, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's speech seemed to be a particular point of contention for Eritrea. They perceived his speech as a veiled threat and an attempt to undermine their sovereignty and interests. They also saw his speech as a diversion from the real issues that need to be addressed, such as the implementation of the peace agreement and the resolution of the border dispute. This recent statement reflects Eritrea's desire to avoid conflict and not get involved in what they perceive as unproductive talks. Eritrea's statement signifies that they are unwilling to negotiate with Ethiopia regarding Red Sea access. This development raises concerns about potential diplomatic tensions in the region, considering the existing conflicts in Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia. The Red Sea is a vital waterway for global trade and security, connecting Europe, Asia, and Africa. It is also a source of contention among various actors who seek to control its resources and influence its politics. The dispute between Ethiopia and Eritrea over Red Sea access could escalate into a military confrontation that could destabilize the region and affect the interests of other countries. The dispute also has implications for international law and cooperation. Ethiopia's claim to Red Sea access is based on the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, which recognizes the right of landlocked states to access the sea through transit arrangements with coastal states. However, Eritrea is not a party to UNCLOS and does not recognize Ethiopia's claim. Moreover, there is no regional mechanism or institution that can facilitate or mediate such arrangements between Ethiopia and Eritrea or other coastal states. This poses a challenge to finding a peaceful and legal solution to the dispute. It remains to be seen how this refusal to engage in dialogue will impact the already fragile situation in the region. Will Ethiopia pursue other options to secure Red Sea access, such as seeking alternative ports in Somalia or Djibouti? Will Eritrea face more pressure from its allies or adversaries to cooperate with Ethiopia or other countries on Red Sea access? Will there be any intervention or mediation by regional or international actors to resolve this dispute? We'll continue to monitor this situation and provide updates as it unfolds. Thank you for watching.